Strange Block Beats.
God, cause he the greatest. Make a prayer for a hater. Yeah, we break bread, it's in our favor. You get theirs in your nature, you better take care of your neighbor. I'm too black to be loved, I'm too black to have trust. I'm too black to be human, I'm too black to have blood. I'm too black for respect, oh I'm too black to discuss. You know I'm black so I'm strong, so I'm too black to give up. I'm black enough for your laws and black enough for your judge. Black enough for your system, I'm black enough for your grudge. Black enough for your hatred, I'm black enough to corrupt. I'm black enough to be happy, not black enough to have love. Am I too black to be fed? Am I too black to be healthy? Am I too black to be rich? Am I too black to be wealthy? Am I too black to be proud? Or I'm too black to be honest, maybe too black to have dreams. Oh, I'm too black to have promise. I'm black enough for your lie. Oh, I'm too black for your truth. I'm way too black for the president, black enough for the truth. I'm black enough for the boots, but I'm too black for a suit. Am I too black you just saw too? He too black you just shoot. I'm black enough to know me, you black enough to know you, and we too black to both know that what they say it ain't true. They put the lie in the lights, you find the truth in the dark. Might have a blood of the slave, but got the heart of a god. I'm black enough to know me, you black enough to know you, and we too black to both know that what they say it ain't true. They put the lies in the light, you find the truth in the dark. Might got the blood of the slave, but got the heart of a god. Yeah, 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 yeah.
A big salute, family. I got my brother Short Sham with me. We give all praise to the Most High Yah and faith in Yahshua HaMashiach. To our Israelite family worldwide, we say peace and blessings. Big salute to the CUC family and the FOPE family and the ADUIC family and the Honey Badger gang and all my brothers and sisters in the chat. Big salute, Sham. What's good with it, my brother?
Shalom, man. Most up, bless. Shalom to the whole FOPE, CUC, AUDIC family. Shalom, everybody.
I had to
Yeah,
call my brother Short Sham on this one, family. You know, I love going live with my brother. But what y'all about to hear today, you're going to realize, Israel, nobody don't want you to have nothing. Listen to what I'm saying. Nobody don't want you to have nothing. They don't even want you to have your own nationality, family. They don't even want you to seek out your own culture. They don't even want you to go back and research your fathers to find out who you are according to the Most High Yah and Yahshua HaMashiach. Everybody on this earth only like you when you at the bottom. That's when they smile with you. That's when they act like they're your friend. As long as we at the bottom of all people, people are at ease. The minute we start to rise up and galvanize ourselves together, everybody get nervous. Nobody on this earth don't want you to have nothing. And you about to hear it today. I got 2 videos that me and Sham about to commentary on. And when you hear these videos, you're going to realize, what does it matter to anybody that we Israel? Why do it offend people that we claim to be Israel? What is it to them, family? They don't say that to the Khazarian Jews, to the Ashkenazi Jews, to the Israelis, to the Russian Jews. They don't care about nobody else claiming to be a Jew. But the minute that we say we are the people of the book, everybody go up in an uproar. I would never go to a white man's platform and bash my brothers. I don't care how much we get into it. I don't care how much I disagree with your doctrine. I would never go to a white man and talk bad about my brothers to a white man. It's just not going to happen. I would not discredit you in front of a white man. It's just not going to happen. Because at the end of the day, you still come from my stock. You come from my nation. Even though I disagree with you, I'm not about to diminish you to a Caucasian man or any other man. Go ahead, Sham.
yeah, I definitely agree. But some brothers got a problem doing that. So, and they probably don't even understand scriptures themselves. But the problem is with Israel, we got a pissing contest too.
Yeah.
We like to be better, you know. Um, I ain't worried about the white man, dealing with our own people. That's why this is what I always try to say, KG. We got to come together so we can correct ourselves and correct the
Fact.
situations, doctrines. But the problem is, guys don't want to do that. Um, that's probably going to be.
Yeah, I hear you though, and what you saying is also correct. But Sham, what we about to hear today though, why do other nationalities care so much, my brother, about who we are? What is it to you? What is it to y'all? Let's get it, my brother. So like I said, family, me and my brother Sham, we gonna commentary these 2 videos, and my brother, he'll stop me when he need to interject. I'll stop the video when I need to interject. If y'all have any questions, anything y'all want to add, please feel free, family. I answer your questions, read your comments, but y'all have to hear this, man. Y'all have to hear this. Nobody don't want us to have nothing. And some of your own people don't want you to have nothing. So like Sham say, we got to deal with that too. It's a pissing contest. So let's get it, man. Big salute to everybody in the chat. Shalom to everybody coming in. Let's get it.
The lost tribes of Israel.
Wow.
Missionaries had a vested interest because of their eschatology. The folks, especially in Nigeria and other places like that, who are saying we're descent from Israelites, got these ideas from missionaries. Oh, perhaps you're part of the lost tribes of Israel.
Wow.
Missionaries had a vested interest because of their eschatology and seeing Israelites come to the Lord because they thought it would hasten the day of the Lord.
Yeah.
Guess what? It also happened in North America with the Native Americans. There's a strong paper trail. This is not making something up.
Ruslan.
Is there any validity to the claim? So I got a buddy, Jewish friend of mine. I wouldn't say he's a buddy. We're friendly over social media. His name is Rudy Rockman, Rudy Israel. Some people may be familiar. Pretty high profile Jewish guy. He's doing a documentary right now called We Were Never Forgotten. And it's about tribes, Jewish tribes in parts of Africa. So is it the Inagmu in Nigeria or parts of Nigeria? I got a friend of mine that's Ethiopian who, and him and his parents migrated to Israel, became citizens, then became Christians, and they're Messianic, Hebrew Messianic Christians now, right? So is there some validity to the claims that these tribes or there's Jewish ancestry that has migrated to parts of Igbo, is that what I say? Yeah,
Igbo, yeah.
Igbo, 2 parts of Africa, and maybe it is connected to the 12 tribes of Israel, maybe it's not, but they do seem to be practicing some form of Judaism in these deep parts of Africa.
I'd love to hear, after I answer this, if Art is able to comment on the Ethiopians. I think he's good on that. If Rudy is doing something on the Limba down in South Africa in Zimbabwe, there is good evidence. There are traces of Semitic.
Who is this Caucasian, whatever he is, Mexican, Hispanic? Who is this man right here to dissect our history and tell us if he doing something on a particular people, then there are strong claims? Who is this man? Who is this other Caucasian man? And you got to ask yourself, why are y'all worrying about our history? Why y'all care so much about who we are? You don't get to dictate who we are. We don't answer to y'all. Have y'all not noticed that we don't listen to y'all for nothing when it comes to the scriptures? Because the oracles of Yah wasn't given to you, and that's what the problem is. See, they only know you from being a slave. They can't look at you greater than nothing but a slave. So that's why they have so many discussions and panels and podcasts worrying about who you are and your history, because in their mind, you can't be this great people. You a slave. Go ahead, Sham.
Well, I didn't know we was gonna be talking about vocab, Malone. But first, let me just give people the history of who he is.
Already.
Y'all don't understand who this man is. Vocab Malone is an agent. He always been an agent, and a lot of this KG, what you saying right here with him and other people like him, is really our own doing, brother. We to blame for it, and we have to blame the 12 tribe chart.
Mm-hmm.
Vocab Malone was a member of IUIC for years. He studied under the Hebrew.
Facts.
He learned, a lot of the teachings, and this is what he became after he learned the truth. You feel me? And learned that he's not an Israelite. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So what happens when you start to learn the truth, or they'll get awakened before the Negroes in there who've been teaching, hey, these people tribes, and then this is where you get your ancient watchmen and all them from. Where black people ain't the tribes, we the tribes. You see what I'm saying? So he just disconnected the whole thing. And because it's a video of him admitting that the Rosicrucian came to him offering him some money so that he could cause, what is it, like, to try to, disrupt the whole Hebrew Israelite movement. That's why his whole life is dedicated to doing all this stuff about Israelites. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's all he did. Nothing else. So the man, he's on a mission. A mission for Satan, which he will not win. And I just don't understand why all these Israelites even go and deal with this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
think it's stupid. He's pushing the Roman Christian ideology. That's his belief,
Mhm.
or what they push in Sunday church. That's why he became an evangelist. But you know, these people, man, anybody can be a Jew except a Negro, as far as they concerned, or they would accept. I would never speak to him about anything because he's just a bold-faced liar. The man sat on
I
my
agree with you.
platform
I agree with
and said that there was no such thing as the Hebrew New Testament. Then I go get the book. He gonna say, "Hey, I got that book." You know what I mean? Like, bro, really? Like, y'all niggas is just disgusting. Like to sit there and even lie to people's faces and just do anything to put out false information to people and willing to lie because you're getting paid for it. Like, people like this that are not God fearing people or believe in the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just think these guys are wasting time, man. But we the greatest people on this planet. That's why I told them we don't need y'all. Y'all need us. Y'all, we don't
you.
want
Talk
to
to
be
him.
around y'all. Be
Talk to
around
him,
us.
Sham.
Y'all holding us here.
That's
Like we
right.
just want to go about our business. But anywhere black go, seems like you heathens just gotta follow because y'all can't get it right without having a Negro around. You know what I mean? Because once we ain't around no more for you to be jealous of or hate on, then you start turning on your damn selves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Facts. Hmm.
we always need somebody like us around. You see what I'm saying? We the biggest, the baddest, the greatest. You see what I'm saying? Like we don't need them. But yeah, man, vocab, he's just a true devil. A true devil, brother. A true devil, that's all, man. That's all he is. With these guys, like I said, Israelites, man, you gotta blame that stupid 12 tribes chart. That's the only reason why he's in this whole movement, because of it.
Right. Yep. Yep. And I just want to add this, family. I'm glad my brother Sham came on because he just gave y'all the history. And I did know that he was an Israel United in Christ. And I believe he only joined, like Sham say, based on the chart. And then he gathered a lot of the information he was taught. And now he's trying to use that same information against the same people that he was joined to. So now he go around different platforms, or he even go on the street. He try to debate Israelites. And I'm going to say this, man. I'm going to say this. There is nobody on this earth that is not you that should get you caught up in your own history and your scriptures. Let me say that one more time. There is nobody on this earth, when they walk upon you, they should not be putting you to shame with your own scriptures and getting you caught up in your words. I'm going to show you why. I'm going to go real quick before we go back to the video. Check this out. This is why I tell Israel, when you are walking in the spirit of Yah and Yahshua, if you're going to be a servant of your father, don't allow people to diminish you. You must be confident. You must be bold. You must be encouraged through the scriptures. If this guy walked upon me, I wouldn't even get this man a time of the day. But just for the fun of it, I know he couldn't get me and Short Sham caught up in our words, because when he came on Short Sham's platform, he was put to shame. And I heard the live. I was in the live. He was put to shame because he couldn't do to Short Sham and Elder Quanat what he used to doing to other Israelites who may be newly in the truth or who may just not understand their scriptures. Because let's be real, some of these people fairly new. So it's no knock to them, but don't put them on a street corner and have them going against a manipulator like this, which is a devil. And we know Satan know the scriptures. This man flipped words around scriptures, and come on, man. Y'all got to put people out there that's equipped. Cause like Notorious just say, he don't go talk to Dante. He don't go talk to Dante no more, because Dante know his stuff. Dante know history. He know scripture. Let me get this real quick. This is John chapter 4. And I want y'all to hear this. And I'm not going to read everything. I'm just going to tell you. There was a woman at the well. Yahshua talked to her. She told Yahshua, man, we don't got no dealings with y'all. If people understand the history of the woman at the well, you have to go back to the Torah to understand the woman at the well. Let me say it one more time. To understand this woman at the well, you must understand what happened to the northern kingdom. If you don't go back and read what happened to the northern kingdom, you will never understand this woman at the well. When the northern kingdom got kicked out their land, Shalmaneser brought other people and placed them in the land instead of the northern kingdom. When Christ came on the scene, these people that was placed in the land when the northern kingdom was taken down, these are the same people. That's why she told Christ, we don't got no dealing with the Jews. But hold up. If she's a northern kingdom, why she wouldn't have no dealing with the Jews? Why would Christ tell her this right here? This is John chapter 4 and verse 21. Yahshua said unto her, woman, believe me, the hour cometh, when ye should neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. Hold up. She's an Israelite. How she don't know what she worship? You don't know what you worship. We know what we worship made a separation. You don't know what you worship, but we do know what we worship. But I thought she was an Israelite. How she don't know what she worship, but Christ know what he worship? She should know what she worship. If they've been in the land all that time, if y'all telling me these are the northern kingdom, even though Christ say don't go to the Samaritans, but y'all told me they was Israelites, so why not go to them? Food for thought, man. Verse 21 again. Yahshua said unto her, woman, believe me, the hour cometh, when ye should neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. That's why you hate it all over the world, because they got to come to you to get the understanding of the book. But in their mind, you just a slave. You can't be this great people of this book, but you are the great people of this book. And salvation comes from you through Yahshua HaMashiach. Go ahead, Sham.
And when you notice what he told her there too, he said salvation is of the Jews, because on that time he was calling all the tribes Jews as well. When they started calling them that during the time of the Persian Empire, when they moved in from India to Ethiopia, the 770 provinces. If she was considered one of the tribes of Israel, then she should have been also considered a Jew. But you notice, she said we have no dealing with the Jews.
Mm.
Whether you northern kingdom or southern kingdom. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Absolutely, Sham. Yep.
Right there.
Well put. Let's get it, my brother.
Ancestry within that population, specifically the Buba, that's the male priestly line, that actually, ironically, they have these genetic markers that are distinctive to Semitic peoples. In fact, even though they're down there.
I got you.
I don't want to say he talking about genetic markers. I want to say this real quick too.
Okay.
Right? That's how, like, now they want to say you about genetic markers and this and that. I'm gonna tell you about one of the most funniest things that I always say this in this world today, and why I say these people are hypocrites and liars. Right? They would love to talk about where all these different people come from, their cultures, their land, and what's their blood lineage and who they are and this and that. But when it comes to us, they always say, well, we just don't know because of what happened to y'all. Y'all being slaves and being brought here. We don't know what y'all identity are. That's why we just say, oh, y'all African Americans. Even with all this technology, everything we have in this world, all that's your identity, which you keep trying to brand us. But everybody else walking this planet, they got an identity. They got a history. They got a nationality. They know who
Mm-hmm.
they are.
Yep.
Us, we African Americans, and we can't say you Hebrews we can't connect you here or this and that. Everybody else though is fine except black people. Here it's about to be 2025, and they still trying to claim that we African Americans. Like, come on, man, stop it. Like, it's that funny with these people that they still do this, but they can sit there and say these people got this and these people got that, and these people Ashkenazi got some blood in them to be connected to Jews. But when it comes to black people, we don't know what we are. We can't even connect you to a tribe in Africa. But how can you connect all these other people to these blood lineages, but you can't connect us? You know what
Talk
I'm
to
saying?
him.
Hey, Judah,
Talk to him. Yep. Facts.
this games. That's all I wanted to say.
Already, Sham. Absolutely.
South Africa, Zimbabwe match with Ashkenazim and Sephardim and other Jewish people groups all over the world, specifically the Cohen modal haplotype, other things like that. So you have a situation where they have an oral history that matches it.
I hope y'all just caught that he said that the Jewish people, they have a match. You see what he be doing? We know without a shadow of a doubt, based on history, the Jewish people have no connection to Israel. Let me say that again. The Jewish people have no connection to Israel at all. How can you come and create a state in 1948 and say you've been there for over 2,000 years, but you came there in 1948? Do that make any sense? You have no connection to the bloodline Israelites. None, no drop of blood, zip, zero. He know it, the world know it, history know it. But because we are claiming it, everybody is coming up against us. Why, family? Because they only look at you as a slave. Nothing more, nothing less. But you are the greatest people on the earth. You are the greatest people on the earth that Yah created for himself. And the jealousy, the envy, it manifests through these people, because why does it matter to them that you are a Hebrew Israelite? Why does it matter? Nobody tell the African he not who he is according to his father's house. Nobody tell him you don't come from Sudan. You don't come from Ethiopia. You don't come from Mizraim. You don't come from Zimbabwe, South Africa. Whatever the case may be, nobody tells an African he's not who he is according to his father's house. Nobody put up a fight. They don't argue with them. They don't tell the Chinese man he don't come from China. They don't tell the Japanese man he's not Japanese. It's only us, family, that we cannot have anything, nothing. Just be a slave, nigga. That's what we like y'all at the bottom of society. Because the minute y'all start claiming things, there's recompense with that claim. See, by y'all claiming to be Hebrew Israelites, we know that there's recompense to that claim. So we don't want to hear it. We put our fingers in our ears, because recompense come for what happened to y'all, not what happened to the rest of the world. Only what happened to y'all. So that's why they have a problem with the claim, because there's recompense. Subscribe to the claim. Punishment, judgment, recompense, indignation, and wrath.
And he know the judgments too. That's probably why he's scared as well.
That's
You
right,
know?
Shan. That's right.
That's why a lot of those dudes, man, they come in, they learn this truth, they believe, find out the truth, and then they, oh well, I don't believe that no more. I don't believe the Lord going to do this. Like, you was out there on the corner preaching it.
Talk to him.
You know them things and certain things ain't happened yet. But then
Right.
now they don't want to do that anymore. Because once you find out that you want to enter that stick, or your neck going to be in that chain, now it's I don't believe that, and the Lord it's just Jesus died for everybody, and we all covered in the blood, and he's going to save us all. You know what I'm saying? That everything's switched now. When you
Yep.
realize you want to,
Right, Shan. That's facts, brother. That's facts.
And they also have some genetic bona fides. Now, these are population studies. What that means is it's never going to be everybody. It means certain people have DNA that traces back to the Levant. Same thing with Jewish populations. Everybody in there doesn't have Semitic ancestry if we're making it a genetic thing, though.
The Bless God Black Friday sale is here. We have 60-day chip bundle where you'll get
Nigeria and other places.
deals during the holiday season is nice. Buy something for yourself and a friend that's actually going to deepen and help you grow in your faith.
When you come to Nigeria and other places, because Nigeria is a primary candidate where you hear this type of thing, specifically with the Igbo, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt people. The genetic goods are not there. Now, that's where people start making contentions about the genetics and say, well, E-carriers are the true Israelites versus a more traditional understanding of perhaps J-carriers. Now, I'm not an expert on these things, but I have some understanding because I've had to look into them because of these claims. It primarily seems, and this is going to break hearts, most of the folks, especially in Nigeria and other places like that, who are saying we're descent from Israelites, got these ideas from missionaries, and they've culminated in now more and more people saying this. But if you go back and trace this, and there's a good scholar on this, Tudor.
That boy's a liar. Go ahead, Sham. Go ahead.
Israel migrated all in those different parts of Africa as they
Talk to
slaves
me,
there.
brother. Thank you.
Like the dude, he just lying. They didn't get these ideas from no missionaries. You had
No
people
dick.
who living in lands for years who passed down the traditions, and that's what I think about why he lying. What he's trying to do is he's trying to use the missionary thing about what the Europeans was doing with the Native Americans. So they was trying to do that stuff, and now he's trying to flip it. And that's what I'm saying about a person that lies so much. He's trying to flip it and now say, oh, they was doing it in Africa too now, because that's what they was doing with the Native American Indians, trying to claim that they was the lost tribes of Israel. You see what I'm saying? Now
Yep.
he's trying to do it. Oh, they was doing it in Africa. Like they've been preying on Africa for years, man, putting down on land, and they would do anything to say anything to discredit dark skinned people, a Negro, or anybody looking like a Negro. That's all it is. That's what they do the most. Discredit Negroes because Negroes are the Jews.
And
That's all it is.
Sham, he's so just dumb. First of all, Sham, way before missionaries even came, brother. The Northern Kingdom, like you just said, when they migrated into Africa, brother, we know that the Northern Kingdom came back through the Euphrates River, Sham, and went to North Africa in a region called Osiric. So they already knew who they was, Sham, because like, you know, me and you broke it down. They went to a land where mankind never dwelt to do what? To keep the laws, statutes, and commandments that they never kept in their own land. So these traditions been passed down. So the Igbo did not get this from no missionaries. The Igbo did not pass down these different traditions because of missionaries. What is this dude talking about? They been knew who they were. They know how they migrated into Africa. They actually tell you the migration pattern that they took.
Right.
Way
And
before missionaries.
you got historians like Eldad Dan the Danite
The
and
Danite.
many others who did all this stuff that went around and tell you we are the tribes and we went here and our other brothers went there. And he wrote it in the book and talk about it. See, he would try to disconnect even those scholars as if we supposed to listen to him. Like, nigga, who you are? Nobody. You was a student in the Israelite community. You knew nothing about Israel or the Bible until you became a One West Israelite. And now you trying to make it as if you some top scholar, like you know all this stuff. You's a Google person. All you do is get on Google and you've been paid by the daggone elites to be travel around and put out misinformation. Like anybody can plainly see that. You know what I mean? And that's why I tell people about these guys. You notice all of them on these podcasts and Cesar Yak, Brother Hebrew, the Deacon Sakaris and all these dudes, and I guess they changed it, whatever they call themselves now. It don't even matter, man. All these dudes are fake, man. None of these guys are real. They all just want to be famous. You see what I'm saying? Put out false misinformation. A lot of people. You know what I mean? That's why I be telling you, like, don't just sit here and listen to all these people teaching all the time. Like, I don't care how much you harm the word. You can be harmful for the word, read it yourself, but y'all just keep listening to these people, man. Never fact check the stuff they say. And then they just, like, they sit here and just talk it. You never get PowerPoints or presentations or sources. They just sit here and talk, and then people just believe it, eat up anything they say when they don't agree with something spiritually, and it could be any topic, KJ, the people just like to go off because Israel, we as Negroes, we get in our feelings too much, man, and just hate to be wrong. You know what I mean? Even if you disagree with your brother or sister, right? Hey man, they right. You wasn't right about it. Just
Right.
you know what I mean? But our spirit just be so caught up with the I don't want to be wrong about this because you disagree with something so bad you can't believe the Most High allow this or Most High would allow that or Most High, why would the Most High do this or why would the Most High do that? Man, the Most High did a whole lot of stuff in the scriptures that make you say, "Goodness gracious, Lord, you just ruthless." You know what I'm saying, KG? But that's how we think. You see what I'm saying? His thoughts ain't our thoughts.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We got our problem is our emotions, our feelings, and our thoughts. We got to get out of it. You know what I mean? As long as we stay in it, problems like this is always going to occur. This guy just sitting here just saying anything out of his mouth.
No scriptures, no history in front of him, Sham. No geography. Like you just said, Sham. It's just saying it out of his mouth, not proving anything on the screen. And I guarantee you, a lot of people bought and bit the bullet. Because, like Sham say, these people just want to be famous, man. And when you are all over the internet and people see you a lot, you just believe anything they say. It don't matter what they say. You're just going to believe it because of who they are. Gotta be right. Look at the views. Look at the chat. Gotta be speaking truth. We don't need him to open up the Bible. We don't need him to show geography. We don't need him to show us history. We know he wouldn't lie to us. Y'all just believe anything. And man, this man been a big advocate of telling you, stop just listening to everybody. Well, hey, you got a right to go where you want. You keep being deceived, just keep being deceived. We telling you this out of love, man. We ain't trying to tell you who to listen to. We telling you if you are listening to so many people and you are not fact checking them, you're gonna get confused. You're gonna be all over the place like vocab. He don't know what he's talking about. He think he know what he's talking about, but he don't. Because people that know what they talking about always put vocab to shame. Let's get it.
Parfit, not a Christian, great scholar who does these types of studies. He's not the only one. There's others that shows a lot of this comes from missionaries planting these seeds. Oh, perhaps you're part of the lost tribes of Israel.
Wow.
Missionaries had a vested interest because of their eschatology and seeing Israelites come to the Lord because they thought it would hasten the day of the Lord.
Yeah.
And there is evidence of this because guess what? It also happened in North America with the Native Americans. Yep. There's a strong paper trail. This is not making something up. And you see people who never thought of themselves even potentially as that or didn't even know what it was. Now all of a sudden Israelites are like, oh, you don't eat, or the missionaries are like, you don't eat pork too? You might be an Israelite. Lots of people don't eat pork. There's these silly comparisons. And when people do them, especially when they'll say, and therefore the Ashkenazi are fake, I'll be like, well, they also don't eat pork. So if you're going to make that the litmus test. So I've seen some of Rudy's stuff. From what I've seen, he's over optimistic about those chances in those regions. Unless he was doing the limba, it's probably going to be incorrect.
Go ahead, Sham. He's
an
idiot.
Pork, but they do have what they call kosher pork and kosher cigarettes. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. These
Sure do.
they be smoking cigarettes and eating pork. So you know what I mean? Like, dude, stop it. Like, they got a thing what they call kosher pork. You can look it up. Kosher cigarettes. They try to use kosher cigarettes. They be having cigarettes too. They be smoking cigarettes, eating pork, man. Like I said, man, a lot of these guys, man, just say anything, man.
Sham, the Bible not even a book. It's the Talmud.
Right.
And they got a lot of perverse things in there, brother. I mean, a lot of sick things in the Talmud. They don't believe in Yahshua HaMashiach.
Right, because it's two different ones. Yeah, it's two different ones. You got the Babylonian Talmud, then you have the Talmud, whichever one they be using, which is just writings or whatever like that. But you're right.
I can't stand a liar, family. Y'all, I'm talking about a liar make my soul sick. I mean, just lying, just lies, bro. No, he lying too. He's a devil. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
What do you think of the
Yeah.
Ethiopic?
Well, and to be fair to Rudy, and it is pronounced Ibu. My bad. It's not Igbo.
I always hear Igbo, but
Igbo. Okay, it doesn't matter. Well, I think he.
but they're
is
in
going,
Nigeria often.
Yes, I think he's going deeper into Africa than just Nigeria and Ethiopia. I'm pretty sure that he goes deeper there. Any thoughts on?
So I want to answer this biblically, because I think it bypasses the entire conversation in a really good way. So who are, biblically speaking, the Israelites?
Mm-hmm.
Now we can like say, well, they're descendants of Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
You can say majority of them, because the descendants of Abraham,
Mm-hmm.
right, and gets to Jacob and his 12 sons, get to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not only them that come out of Egypt. Egyptians come out of Egypt.
Mixed multitude. It's in the
Right?
text. Yep.
That's clearly in the biblical text. Egyptians who convert to believing Yahweh as God because of the plagues, because God is shown to be more powerful than the Egyptian gods.
they end up coming. With
They
the
come
Jews.
out with that, and then they get called Hebrews because Hebrew.
Y'all want me to tell y'all something that a lot of people would never tell y'all, family? When the mixed multitude came out, can somebody in the chat tell me, as the Most High got ready to give Israel the promised land, what did he do to the rest of the mixed multitude? Can somebody put the answer in the chat? Let me say that again. A mixed multitude came out. But what did the Lord do to the children of Israel when he got ready to give Israel the promised land? What did he do to the mixed multitude?
Right. Because we done did so many classes on this, and what they saying right now, I'm mad about, because I'm
Thank
like, yo,
you.
y'all
Thank
lying.
you, Lord. Separated them. He severed Israel from all other people. So a mixed multitude came out, but the Lord separated Israel and severed them from all other people. So let me ask this question. If the mixed multitude stayed with Israel, who was they fighting against? I'm asking. Because in the time of the northern kingdom, before they got taken down by Shalmaneser, did you know that Egypt came up against Jehoahaz, whose name was changed to something else? So the mixed multitude that came out of Egypt, they couldn't have been all the Egyptians, right? And we know that the Canaanites was in our land at the time, which were the Canaanites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, the Amorites, the Perizzites. So the point that I'm making is that the Most High separated the mixed multitude from the children of Israel, but nobody won't tell you that. They're going to tell you that the mixed multitude stayed with us the whole time. That's a lie, man. That's not in the scripture. Find it for me. Go ahead, Shan.
And then he said they all Hebrews, trying to make it as if everybody Hebrew now. That's not true, man. These dudes are lying, man. Like, these guys never tell the truth. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, I can't just sit here and do these discussions like that, man. He put all this false information. And then he's gonna say, he said something about Abraham, and then he's saying, well, they were, or who they supposed to be. Once again, every time they have these discussions, who are the Israelites then? Why can't we point to Jews in this world today? This book was left here. People said they are. This what happened to them. Where are they at? Who is they in today? You want to tell me all the technology, the power, this and that? Y'all got nuclear bombs, can blow up daggone country within minutes, but you can't see and pinpoint who the people is. You got all this technology that can prove somebody you the father 99.9%. You know what I'm saying? KG, like, man, stop playing. Nobody's trying to hit that crap.
Now, Shem, look at Nehemiah. Now, remember, from the time of Egypt till you get to Nehemiah, that's a long stretch from when they came out of Egypt with the mixed multitude. So in the time of Nehemiah, guess what the Israelites was doing? They was taking women of other nations and having children by them, right? So in Nehemiah 13:3, it says, now it came to pass when they had heard the law, that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude. But before this happened, the Most High had already separated the mixed multitude from Israel when he made the covenant with them. He had some of the tribes go on this mountain, And he had the other tribes go on the other mountains. He made a covenant with the children of Israel. One covenant for the blessings, other covenant for the curses. The mixed multitude did not stay with the children of Israel, family. They just didn't. Now, don't get me wrong. The Bible says if a stranger come and dwell among you, he got to be like one born in the land. We understand that, one law for all. What I'm telling you is what they saying right now, that everybody was a Hebrew, man, that's a bold-faced lie, man. The Most High has never called somebody that is not of our stock a Hebrew. Find it in the scriptures. He called them based on their own nationality, or a heathen, or a stranger that sojourned among the children of Israel.
Just like it says in the scripture where the boy had an Egyptian father and his mother was from the tribe of Dan. You see what I'm saying? Why he ain't refer? He was a part of the camp, in the camp, so he had to be circumcised. Why he didn't say he was a Hebrew man then?
And one of them got put to death. You remember, Sham, that he blasphemed and defiled the living power of Israel, and they stoned him?
Yeah, yep. From the tribe of Dan. They was the first ones to blaspheme. The Lord made an example of them.
So what this guy is saying is that there's no validity to it. They just talking. Nothing in his hand to back that up. No scriptures, no history, no nothing, family. These people just talking. Just listen to them, just talking. Let's get it. We're almost done with this video anyway. Then we're going to go to the next one.
Means like desert wanderer, right? So they come out and they go in there. And there's a couple of examples you see in the text of the Bible with not ethnically non-descendants of Abraham coming to believe. Like, and this isn't David's ancestry. This isn't Jesus' ancestry, right? So Rahab being one of them.
Caleb's a great example.
Stop. We already broke down Rahab. That is not Rahab the harlot in the genealogy of Yahshua, and Caleb is an Israelite. Y'all done already broke that down. Stop it with the Caleb. Y'all trying to make Caleb of another stock, but show me in the Bible when he say get all the heads of their father's house, and he used the heathen to be head of a tribe of Israel. Show me in the scriptures. Show me in the scriptures where he took a heathen and made him of the head of one of the tribes of Israel that y'all trying to use Caleb to be. You better go watch Elder Yashia video, because he broke down Caleb and proved that Caleb come from the stock of the tribe of Judah. And also was represented as one of the heads of his father's house. So stop it with the Caleb nonsense. It don't work on people like us. Anything you want to say, Sham, before we continue? This video almost over with, brother. Anything you want to add, Sham, with this Caleb nonsense?
You can let it play. I'm just
okay, my brother.
No, yeah, no.
I feel you, Sham.
Yeah, Caleb's a really good example as well. So what is the unifying factor of all these people? Well, belief in Yahweh as the one true God.
I gotta stop it. Thank you, Essential Growth. Numbers 13:6. From the tribe of Judah, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh. Read it one more time, K. Judah, because this is the Torah. Numbers 13:6. From the tribe of Judah. Show me in the Bible where a heathen can be from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, Reuben, Asher, Naphtali. Show me. You will never find it in the scriptures where a heathen is going to be called one of the tribes of Israel. They're going to be called based on their own nationality and who is their father's house. But they'll never be called one of the tribes of Israel and be represented as one of the tribes to go and do anything for our father and our King Yahshua. When Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, they had to go get Daniel. When Pharaoh had a dream, they had to go get Joseph. The Lord only speak to Israel. Get that through your mind, heathens. The Lord only deal with Israel because the oracles was given to us, not you. So the interpretation of Yah's word from Yahshua come by way of who? Israel. We are his witnesses. I know it hurt. I know it sting. but you're not like us. Remember that.
Right. So we see this when the Ethiopians get kind of connected with Solomon during Solomon's reign. Then you get this entire kind of like ethnically, I would assume, Ethiopian people who convert to believing in Yahweh. And then there's a presence in Ethiopia of Ethiopian Jews. Now, that would mean, because they're religiously kind of the same now, that they would intermarry. That makes sense. Right? So you get this presence. And then you get into the New Testament. What's one of the first things you see in the book of Acts? An Ethiopian guy becoming a Christian. Right? Becoming a...
Oh my God, help us, Father. Help put our book down. Woo! Put our book down. The Ethiopian eunuch goofball was an Israelite going to Jerusalem who was living in Ethiopia. What you think he was going to Jerusalem for, to worship? Why? Because he was an Israelite. That's why the Lord told the disciple, get yourself to this chariot. The man was reading. He said, understanding what thou readest? He said, how can I unless a man guide me? He took him and baptized him and said, believe in Yahshua HaMashiach. What are you talking about? That was a man living in Ethiopia who was an Israelite going to Jerusalem for to worship like they normally do. He was not an Ethiopian. What are you talking about? Show me in the Bible where a natural Ethiopian went to Jerusalem outside of the Queen of Sheba. I mean, the Queen of Ethiopia who went to hear the wisdom of Solomon. That's different. This man was an Israelite. And we all know that because when they kept Feast of First Fruit, they said they came out of every nation under heaven. Every nation. To keep the feast. So what are you talking about, dude? Please be quiet. Jesus.
Follower of Jesus. And then you get the Ethiopian church started. So it's never been a matter of genetics, biblically speaking. Right? Like that's in it, but then you get all these verses in the Bible about like, hey.
Sham, you just heard this, Sham?
I'm just listening to the live, bro, because
But
it's
did
like,
you just hear him say it's not about our genetics? Sham, when he say, I am the Elohim of Israel? Sham, he said, Sham, out of his own mouth, this people have I formed for myself. He said, Sham, these people are my battle axe. He said, Sham, these people I will gather and give them praise and fame and the name that all may come and bow down before them. Hold up. Who are Israel again? Because y'all about to do some bowing down. So y'all need to find out who is who. Because according to y'all, the Jewish people then already went back home and we supposed to have peace on earth. Because when the Israelites go back home, it's going to be peace. I don't see peace. I don't see nobody bowing down and kissing their feet. Where's the Messiah? He supposed to be sitting on the throne if they went back home already. Man, y'all don't have no knowledge, no understanding. You talk too much. There is nothing in front of you to validate anything that you're saying. Vocab goofy, you goofy, and that white boy goofy. Go ahead, Sham.
you know, my thing is, if this stuff, what he's saying isn't true, and it was never about genetics, then why put up the picture of Caesar Borgia? Why paint a false image? You know what I mean?
Right.
It,
Talk to him.
y'all, you saying the first thing we see in Acts is a guy becoming a Christian. How many times the word Christian is in the Bible? In the New Testament specifically, because it ain't in the Old Testament.
Sure not.
You know,
No, it's not.
how many times do we see Christian in the New Testament? And where do we see Christianity written in the New Testament? If everybody in the New Testament, all this stuff, and all these people are just Christians, and Jesus is a Christian, and his church was a Christian. He wasn't. He was a Jew, but he wasn't. You know what I mean? They try to separate it, like, oh, and this is what I mean by the Greek philosophy and the Hebrew New Testament, and how they separate it. The Roman Catholic Church, what they was fighting against are the Christians. They were the Christians or pushing their religion, which is Christianity. That's why James spoke on religion. This has nothing to do with that, man. They're just making this stuff up as they go along just to confuse people. But that's what religion do, man. It's the ideology and the philosophy. You know, that's all this crap is, man. And if you don't know no better, you not study, you will sit here and believe everything this guy is saying.
Yep.
Then he try to look
Hey,
smart. He got a bald head. He put on a sweater. He got glasses on. Like, I'm intelligent. No, you're not, man. You are an idiot. You're an idiot.
yep. Let's get it.
Even though you're physically a descendant of Abraham, you're actually not the true seed of Abraham.
Romans 2, yep.
Right? You see this in the Old Testament. Why is there a remnant in Israel? Well, that assumes the rest of the people, not the remnant, are not actually following Yahweh. They're idolaters.
My brand new Occupy Till I Come 6.
All right, that's the end of this video, family. But I just want to say this. All Israel gonna be saved, family, according to the book of Romans. All Israel gonna have a chance in the wilderness to follow Yahshua or get laid down. But I want to say this to the heathens. At least when Yahshua come back, the judgment that he's bringing is not for his people Israel. It's for the world. It's for you heathens. See, this is why I just sit back and I laugh at y'all. Because y'all really believe you understand the scriptures better than us. And y'all think that we worship in the same, well, I don't know how to put this, because we worship Yahweh. We have faith in Yahweh Shah. But y'all say y'all worship the God of the Bible, but my God is not a God. He has a name. The name is Yahweh. The name is Yahweh Shah. So we are not worshiping the same person in the Bible, even though you reading scriptures from your Christianity perspective. Partner, we read the Bible from our Israelite Hebrewic perspective. So we'll never see what you see, and you will never see what we see, because it wasn't given to you, heathen. Do you not understand that? It don't matter how many times you trying to discredit us, the spirit of the Most High is still going to go through the four corners of the earth, and many of our brothers and sisters are going to continue to wake up. We still going to be gathered through lies, through manipulation, through deception, through hatred, animosity. Nobody like you, Israel. When you going to understand that? Learn how to love each other and gather with you. Nobody want to see you prosperous. Nobody want to see you doing good. Nobody care about your well-being. The only time people are satisfied with you is when you are at the bottom of them. They don't like the competition. They don't want you to gather together. It makes people nervous. That's why they like you discombobulated and a slave. But it's up to you to get confidence within yourself. Because it's a constant decision every day that you make to do right by your brothers and sisters. Use kind words to encourage them. Show them true, genuine love from the heart, meaning your mind, not just words. You can do it. We can do it. We got to choose to do it. These people are our enemies. You are not my enemy, family. These are my enemies. But somebody might say, well, they could worship the Lord too. Did I say they couldn't? Or did I say these my enemies? I don't trust nobody that don't look like me. Then you got to be careful with the ones that look like it, because they be cooning. I would never go to a white man's platform and dismantle my brothers in front of them. I couldn't do it. My integrity won't let me do it. I would never go to a white man and talk about my brothers to him. I don't care how much I disagree with you, Negro. I'm not doing it because my integrity won't let me do it, because you still my brother. You just my brother that I disagree with on some things, your false doctrine, your lies, your manipulation. But at the end of the day, I'm praying you get it right. I'm praying you turn from your lies. I'm praying that you come and teach the truth. That's my prayer for Israel, that we get our minds right. Man, I don't care about nobody else, man. Now, if they want to serve the Lord and the Lord accept these people, that's the Lord's business. I'm worrying about the Lord's business when it comes to my people, because he say to the Israelite first, so I've got to deal with you first. Don't worry about nobody else, family. I don't got time to worry about nobody else but my people. The same way that the Chinese man don't worry about his people, the Arab man don't worry about his people, the Japanese man don't worry about his people. And guess what else, family? All black people, because they have the skin like us, don't mean they us. Why I say that? Africans don't worry about you. Africans have a seat in the United Nations, and they worry about Africans in the United Nations that's living in Africa. Nobody speak up for you, Negro, because you are not the same. But they tell you, come back home to Africa, to the motherland. Come back home, brother, and build up Africa. Yeah, they want you to come build up Africa for them, man.
Right.
That's just the truth.
Yeah.
They want you to bring your resources, bring your talents and gifts, and build up their inheritance. But you have an inheritance. And he told us to pray towards the east, to Jerusalem, and pray for the peace of her. All those who love Jerusalem, peace be unto you. We are going home to our inheritance. And it's not with Africans. I'm sorry. It's not with them. He taking you to the wilderness, and he taking you home. You going to Zion. Not Zimbabwe, not Sudan, not Ethiopia. He going to gather you from these places. So how you going to these places? Think about that. Like, come on, man. Go ahead, Sham. Boy, I'm telling you. Go ahead, my brother. Let me get this off the screen, man. Go ahead, Sham.
I was just saying for us adult people, we all not the same. You got Japanese, Chinese, Vietnamese, Lebanese, Cantonese. You know what I'm saying? And they all look similar. They from the Asian family, but they ain't all the same people. Just because somebody look like you don't mean that you.
Talk to me, Sham. Talk to me.
That's all. So,
talk to me.
I agree.
Now, Sham, this next video we're going to deal with, this is a brother. And y'all may see him on YouTube. He got a nice size platform. But I want y'all to hear how he's trying to discredit my brothers who teach on the street corner and those who don't teach on the street corner. At the end of the day, a lot of Israelites have been awakened through the teachings of our brothers who either on the street corner or either on YouTube or either they have a church. We have to be honest. Many people have woken up by our brothers that teach on the streets, that have ministries on YouTube, and also they have actual buildings. This brother is trying to discredit all that. Look at what these people do. I keep telling y'all, Christians are not coming to us, not all of them, some of them. They are not coming to you because they are trying to learn. They are coming to discredit. And this is a brother, I guarantee you, he would not allow a student of scriptures, student of history, to come on his platform and talk to him face to face. Not somebody that know what they talking about, because then it's going to put him to shame. So he'll rather do it with a Caucasian man and discredit his brothers, the Israelites, instead of allowing Israelites to come on with that Caucasian man and y'all have a civil discussion. But you want to do it with no Israelites around. I find that to be cowardly. Talk to some Israelites. Get them on the platform. Instead of talking about them, get them on there. Man, let's get it, Sham. Anything you want to say, Sham, before we play this video, my brother?
No, I'm ready. I'm trying to see what you talking about now.
Right here, Sham. Here you go. Look.
Read it from their perspective. A Hebrew Israelite will translate the word Egypt as bondage. They won't say this refers to the actual place of Egypt on the map. They'll say it really represents bondage. So let's read it from their perspective.
Sham, can I ask you one question?
Mm-hmm.
Why would they refer it to the place they just came from, Sham, when he say into Egypt again, brother? They know they just came from Mizraim. But why would they say this the actual Egypt, Sham, when they out of captivity now? He say again.
See, a lot of people get lost with this verse. And Exodus, 20:1 says that the land of Egypt, house of bondage. then when you read here, people get confused when they say, and see, it says, and you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Meaning, nobody bought you or said you would be bought. They thinking that's talking about, like, people get this verse misunderstood, especially the end of the verse where it says, and no man shall buy you. That's talking about going back to the law where you could buy your brothers and sisters out of servitude. You know, like the what is it, the 6-7 year servitude you have
Yep.
to do.
7 year servitude. Facts.
Right. That's what that's talking about. When you can buy your brothers and sisters, pay off their debt, and then they out of the servitude. You see what I'm saying? But that's not no captivity like how this is talking about a captivity. He's saying you going into a captivity, and nobody should be able to save you out of it, meaning buy you out of it. You don't have to fulfill the whole captivity. That's pretty much what this verse is saying. You know,
Right.
and a lot of people misinterpret Deuteronomy 28:68 when it comes to certain portions. And even though this guy on this platform, he don't know what he's talking about, man. A lot of these guys are just, like I say, they become radicalized when it comes to their ideology and belief in religion. A lot of these dudes are secret homosexuals, and they don't really want to follow the laws, you know, and they just want to say that I'm under the blood and
Right.
I can do what I want, because truthfully, that's what Israel want to do. They just want to do what they want to do. They don't want to follow law. They want to be disciplined. They want to say this is too hard. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have a problem eating pork chop. You know what I'm saying, KG? That's all
Right.
this stuff
Right.
is.
Absolutely, my
You
brother.
know, a lot of these people like that. They don't like to follow rules. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with just children. You know, what do children do? They want to be rebellious. You lay rules down in your house. They want to go outside and hang late. No, they supposed to be in the house when the lights on. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
just that's just how it is with these dudes according to religion. It's like it's hard to change their mind, and then it's like, uh, everybody is Israelite now. I'm tired of these people pushing this and saying this. You got Kyrie Irving, you got Kanye West. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the younger generation. Majority of the black men is abandoned, and then they abandoned the black church. So this is the reason why. So now you got guys like him, and he's pretty much a coon. They run into the heathen because they don't believe in their own people, man. They believe anything that the white man say. Guys like these people are dangerous,
Talk to
very
him.
dangerous. And they're the kind of people you have to separate, don't want to be around. When you hate your own that bad. That's like the scriptures tell you in what is it, the book of Maccabees, where it says that they was doing something, and they went and told the gods, haters of their own people. That's why I
Yes.
said the worst
Yes.
is
Absolutely.
hater to your own damn race.
Yep. That's the
You can't
worst.
come back.
Facts, Sham. Facts, brother. Traitor to your own race. It's despicable. But watch this, Sham. Listen to this dude, bro. Ah,
The Lord shall bring African people into bondage to America with
African people.
ships. That's how we got there. The Hebrew Israelites. Now, you may have heard of them as the Black Hebrew Israelites, but just so you know that that's the derogatory term. They don't associate with the Black Hebrew. It's Hebrew Israelites because they don't believe that it has to do with their ethnicity or the color of their skin or anything like that. So I'm gonna try my best to kind of shorten this one because there's a lot of stuff that we want to talk about as it relates to this. And the first thing, guys, that I'm going to say about the Hebrew Israelites is that they're not monolithic. All right. They're not monolithic, which basically means that with each group that you meet, there's variances. There's all sorts of different groups that you're going to meet, camps of people that you're going to meet. And I'm going to give you a few of them here. So just know that when you're talking to somebody who is a Hebrew Israelite, and I'm going to say this later when I talk about the tips on how to really reach them, the first thing that you had better figure out before you make an assumption about what this person's view is or their beliefs is what camp are they coming from and what sect of Hebrew Israelites are they coming from. So let me just give you a few different groups in terms of what they believe about divine authority. All right. Now, this group is really, really, they're hard to pin down because there's so many different beliefs. But first and foremost, you have the groups that are the Torah only. So you're going to have some groups out there where the only 5 books of the Bible that they believe is divine truth is just the Torah. That's it. First 5 books of the Bible, the Pentateuch. And the rest of it you can throw out. The rest of it, there's no real value from it. Okay, so you're going to have those people that are in the Hebrew Israelite camp. And then you also have people who are going to subscribe to the whole Bible, but you're also adding on the Apocrypha. So you have the New Testament, the Old Testament, and the Apocrypha. All right. So that's another camp of people. So you already can see why it's important for you, first and foremost, to figure out who am I talking to and which camp are they in?
Already.
You're getting it wrong already. Just by saying you Torah only, that's a camp. That's not a camp because you Torah only.
Thank you, Sham.
Old Testament. A person who believes in the New Testament with the Old Testament and Apocrypha don't mean you're a camp.
Right.
You just a person who subscribes to all the books. That's what I said. Like a lot of these guys, and that's what I mean by just putting out misinformation. You're not a camp because Jews in Torah only don't even call themselves camps. Like I don't get it. You have just the Old Testament churches, like, and that's what I mean by the camp stuff. The camps mean a lot of things crazy because you see them on the forefront preaching and teaching. This dude is lost in the sauce. He's saying anything. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. Just because you believe in a certain amount of books don't mean that's a camp. You're not a camp because you just believe in the Old Testament or the New Testament with the Apocrypha. This dude is an idiot. This is crazy.
No, you're right. That's why I'm laughing. You are not lying. He is an idiot. But Sham, it always irritates me when you always hear them talking, Sham. There's nothing in front of them to give any validity of what they're saying, brother. Like you never see scriptures, you never see anything to disprove that we not Israelites. They just give talking points. Oh yeah, man, anybody can make the claim. The Israelites can say that they Jews, they don't eat pork. Shut up with all that, man. Who are the people? The man said, I am the power of Israel. Who is Israel? Because it can't be the Israeli people, because the Bible say when the true Israelites go back home, we supposed to see Gog and Magog and Tubal and Javan and Ethiopia and Libya, which is put. They supposed to be surrounding the city. I don't see that. They supposed to be dwelling in unwalled villages. Yahshua supposed to be back. The Most High supposed to rain down fire. I have not seen any of these things take place if the real Jews are at home that y'all claim, which are the Israeli babies.
And I also say when the real Jews is in the land, the world would no war no more.
Talk to me.
No
Supposed
more.
to be peace. Supposed to be peace, Sham?
Mm-hmm.
We don't see peace. It's easy to pinpoint who we are because I'm gonna use my corner mind real quick.
Hey Judah, I gotta get off my phone. It's on 2%. It's about to die.
Okay.
I tried to charge it last night. I gotta go back in the room and let it charge up.
Okay.
But,
I got you, my brother.
I'm gonna be watching.
Already, Sham. Thank you for coming on, brother, and giving your perspective.
No problem.
Already. I want to use my corner mind real quick. And I'm gonna let this video just rock out. I'm gonna let it rock out. The Most High, let's just say, fans, he got many children. But he treat this one child different than he treat all his other children. So everybody of his stock who come from him, they get to enjoy the inheritance that he gave. So he gave them land, he gave them culture, they got a tongue, they got a people. But this other child, you just outcast this child. This child don't get to enjoy any of the inheritance that you gave. Now, the world will tell you that God is a fair God. He treat us all the same and love us all the same and we all bleed red. Can y'all tell me, according to these idiots, why don't we get to enjoy the inheritance of the Lord since he have so many children? Why we have only known trials and tribulation and hardship and pain and sorrow and tears? I mean, this is their fair God. but we don't get to enjoy the inheritance of this fair God according to them from our carnal mind. But let me tell you something from our spiritual mind. We have a relationship with the Most High in Yahshua that they don't have. So if a person make a covenant with you and you are the only people that he know, you don't think he's going to whoop you worse than everybody else that he did not make a covenant with? That should let you know the separation of the relationship. They believe in Yah based on religion. You believe in Yah based on nationality and based on culture and based on what was given to you, which is everything. So you are not going to be able to enjoy the world like everybody else because you are not like the world. You was not created to be like the world. That's the difference, family. Once you realize that and tap into that, then you will be able to walk in your true purpose and essence. But if you think you like the world, you're going to think like the world. You're going to want to be like the world. You're going to talk like the world. You are a different people. And until you acknowledge that you are not the same as everybody else, your relationship with Yah is not the same. The covenant that he made with you is not the same. Don't you know that you are the tree, the branches that they cannot boast against? They are grafted in unto your tree. They can't boast against your tree. They're going to bow down before you. You're not going to bow down before them. They're going to acknowledge that you are the people of Yah. You are not going to acknowledge they are the people of Yah. He coming back to gather you from all nations. What they need to be gathered for. They got a homeland. They have a culture. They have tongue. They have a people. They have a military. What do they need to be gathered for? Can somebody tell me, please? Who is more than Chinese people? Nobody. What about Arab nations? Nobody. Who is more than a Japanese man in Russia? Nobody. What about Iran? Nobody. Everybody is at home where they're supposed to be, and they all love and work with their own people. Nobody care about working with you, but the world wants you to care about everybody, but nobody got to care about you. Don't you know nobody don't even got to show you no love, but you got to love everybody and turn the other cheek. Tap into who you are, man. You don't got to argue with people. You know you're the people of the book because we have all been awakened spiritually. This ain't happened by accident. So you think a video just popped up on YouTube for me when I came into the truth? You don't think that was the Most High? I never heard of no Hebrew Israelites. But I'm on YouTube one day and a video just pop up on the side of the window. You think that was by accident? And I wasn't looking for who the Israelites are? And it was a documentary telling me that I'm an Israelite and our ancestors came on a slave trade and how we broke the covenant, we broke the commandments. You think that happened by accident? This is spiritual, family. Our awakening is spiritual. This is not carnal. So you will never understand them and they'll never understand you because they carnal minded. Oh, who the Jews are, who the Israelites. That's all they care about is trying to disprove who the Israelites are, and they missing the fact that this is spiritual.
Because if you just assume that, okay, this person only believes in the Torah, you're going to get into some deep waters where they're going to say, no, what are you talking about? You're misrepresenting me. We believe in the whole Bible, right? So you got to make sure you know where you're coming from. And then the third thing is some of them believe in the Bible, right? Now, once again, how they interpret the Bible, as we're going to see in just a moment, is very different oftentimes than how we would interpret it. But some will say, okay, no, we are of the camp where we're Hebrew Christians and we believe in the entire Bible, no apocrypha, same Bible that you believe. Okay, so that's another camp. And the fourth camp, and this is the one I want to talk about for just a moment, is Old Testament and New Testament, but no Paul. No Paul's letters, right? We don't believe in Paul's letters. And you have to understand the ideology behind this. And we're going to get into this in just a second. But the idea is this. Many Hebrew Israelites in this camp will deny the divine authority of Paul's letters because they believe that white slave owners would utilize certain passages in Paul's letters as I guess, as proof text or establishing the right to enslave or to enslave people, right? To enslave Africans, right? So whenever the transatlantic slave trade, which we're going to get into in just a moment. And so they believe that, hey, Paul teaches that, slaves should obey their masters and this and that and the other. So we don't believe that Paul is inspired by God. So you have that camp, all right? You have that camp as well. Now, another one as well, and basically all of these camps do have one thing in common. They're pretty much all King James only. So if you're ever going to talk to a Hebrew Israelite, just know that more than likely they're going to be quoting the King James, and that's it. Another thing that you want to think about is this is so important. They stress a strict adherence to the Old Testament law, which I'm going to talk about in just a moment. That is their thing. That is their go-to. Because once again, Hebrew Israelites, so they're still trying to associate themselves with the religious system, if you will, of the Hebrew culture. All right. So the strict adherence to the Old Testament law. And then the last thing I'll say about their divine authority is that you need to be very careful.
I'm trying to let it play, family. I don't want to keep stopping it on y'all, but he getting on my nerves because he using these terms like that's that camp. We are not all in the camp, goofball. I can't stand people like this. I just can't. Bruh, do all Christians believe the same thing? How many different sects of Christianity do y'all have? Do y'all all believe in the same thing, man? No, y'all do not. So while you sitting up here worrying about the Israelites, you need to be worried about your repentance and where you gonna end up at when you leave this earth. Why you so focused on nationality of who we are? You cannot discredit it. You cannot disprove it. You just talking, bruh. It's nerve-wracking when you hear certain people that's just talking. Prove it. Prove it. Stop talking. Get the Bible open. Prove we not Israel. Show it. Because I can prove that we never believed in Christianity and religion. You won't find it in the Torah. He never gave us religion. He gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to govern ourselves with. He didn't give us no religion. He's not coming back. I am the God of Christians. I am the God of Islam. I am the Elohim of Buddha. He said, I'm coming back to get Israel, not a religion, not a Christian, not a Islamic man, not a man that believes in Buddha, not a Jehovah's Witness, not a Seventh-day Adventist, not a Catholic. He's coming back for Israel. Do you not understand that? These stupid terms you keep using. That's that count. That's that count. They're Africans. Man, we dwelt in the land of Ham. Ham. Africa is a modern term. We dwelt in the land of Ham. So if you dwelt in another man's land, you can't be that man. Everybody just throw these terms on us. But I thank Yah for the truth. Thank you, Father. Hallelujah for the truth. Thank you, Yahshua, for the truth. Because the truth have set me free. I don't got to be lied to no more. I know the truth. No man can turn my mind from you. I am standing on a sure foundation. I am standing on a solid rock. Nobody can lie and deceive me like they did when I was in Christianity. Sitting there not learning nothing. Bored, falling asleep because I wasn't being fed the truth. Because if the truth set me free, I'm supposed to be free indeed. But I was miserable until the truth came and it actually set me free. Thank you, Yahweh, for the truth. Thank you, Yahshua, for the truth.
Whenever you talk to them, which we'll talk about in just a moment, because they are very, very well studied in the Old Testament law. So if you're not up on your Old Testament law, I'm going to talk about this a little bit later in terms of how you interact with them. You may want to strongly consider whether you want to get into a discussion with them, because I'll talk about that in just a moment. Now, let's get into some good stuff here about them. What are some of their beliefs? Now, this gets very, very interesting, and hopefully you'll see after I go through this how easy it is for cults to emerge and how they can take certain parts of the Bible and draw out a theology that is from a complete misinterpretation of it. So here's the idea, guys. Hebrew Israelites believe that some people of color are the lost tribes of Israel. And they primarily derive this from a misinterpretation of Deuteronomy 28. Now, I'm going to read a couple of scriptures from here just so that you can see how they twist them and how they misunderstand them. And you can hopefully get an idea of how.
I bet you won't come on my platform and challenge whether it's my brother Elder Yashiyah, my brother Elder Barawak, my brother Sharshamp. I bet you if you was on a platform with one of us and you told us, well, y'all misinterpreting scriptures in Deuteronomy chapter 28, how about you talk to an Israelite instead of doing it the way you doing it? Have somebody on the panel with you who can also make you prove your claims. But we know y'all won't do that. So it's easy this way when you're not being challenged. It's easy this way when somebody say, prove what you saying. Open up your Bible and prove it. This dude is telling bold-faced lies. They do not misinterpret Deuteronomy chapter 28 because you cannot misinterpret Deuteronomy chapter 28 because for each curse, you can go get an image that speak 1,000 words. We got the blessings if we obey, and then we got the curses if we don't obey. And for each one of those curses, I can go get an image that speak 1,000 words. And guess what all the images going to be? My ancestors. My ancestors.
They come to the conclusion that they, African people, people of color, are the lost tribes of Israel. Okay, so I'm reading from the King James. I don't normally always, but I'm going to read from the King James so you can see how they're going to get it. So Deuteronomy 28:41, it says this: "Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity." Now, let me explain and give you the breakdown. Deuteronomy 28 is a chapter where God, through the prophet Moses, is telling his people, you have a choice, blessings or cursings. If you do what is right and you follow God, these blessings will follow you. But if you disobey God, then you can expect these curses to follow you. What the Hebrew Israelite does is that they read this passage of scripture. Then they look at the black context, the African context of slavery, the transatlantic slave trade. And they read that context or that experience, I want to make it clear, back into the text, and they say that Deuteronomy 28 is not prophesying this to the nation of Israel. No, Deuteronomy 28 is prophesying all of these things about African people.
I'm trying my best, y'all, because y'all know, even though I be aggressive in my speech, with my passion, my voice, I don't like to disrespect other black men whatsoever. Don't matter if I disagree with them. I'm trying to hold it together, y'all. This man, the stuff that he's saying is just rubbing me the wrong way. Like he don't know what he's talking about, man. Y'all know how when the Most High choose somebody to do something as far as his word go, as far as his purpose, he's going to equip that man first. He's not going to just throw you out there to the wolves. He's going to make sure you are equipped with everything that he's about to get ready to use you for and for what he needs you to say. He's going to clean you up first, get your mind right. He's going to tell you to seek ye out of the book and read. You got to study first. This guy is just making up dumb stuff. He said they won't apply this to Israel, but they'll apply this to themselves. Oh my God, they are Israel. That's why they're applying it to themselves. What are you talking about? And this is not applied to African people. This is applied to Israel. And what I always tell y'all, anytime you find a man talking the scriptures, don't trust that man. Why is he talking so much? Just go in the Bible and prove the precepts. You talking too much, bruh. We don't need you talking the scriptures, giving your explanation, giving your interpretation. The Bible interpret itself. So how are you going to separate Israel from us when we are the people that he's talking about in Deuteronomy chapter 28? You have no common sense, bruh. I'm sorry. You have no common sense. Our critical thinking, as Elder Bell Walker always say, where's your critical thinking, bruh? You think you said something deep right there. That was corny and goofy and foolish.
Right? So now let's read it through their lens again. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Doesn't that sound like the transatlantic slave trade and the 400 years of slavery that African people were taken from Africa, brought over against our will? Sons and daughters, we have them, but we can't enjoy them because sons and daughters and families were separated from one another when we went into what? Captivity or bondage or slavery. So they will look at the text in Deuteronomy 28 and say, this is a prophecy about us, about African people, not the nation of Israel. Well, the nation of Israel, but we are the nation of Israel. We are the true tribes of Israel. We're the lost tribes of Israel. Let's keep going. All right. Deuteronomy 28, 64 and 65. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth, even until the other, and to the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. So they'll look at verses like this and say, you know what? Weren't we as Africans scattered among all the people from one end of the earth, Africa, to the other, right? America, right? So this must be referring to us. We are the true tribes of Israel. We are the lost tribes of Israel, right? So that's why they're calling themselves Hebrew Israelites. Now I'll go to this in just a second. Let me go to another one. And
this man have no understanding, family. The time that Moses was living in the time of Deuteronomy, when the Most High gave Moses the blessings and the curses, we was not scattered all over the world. We still had to go through all the other captivities that we went through, whether it was in the time of the judges, whether Moab had us for a little bit, the Ammonites, you had the Edomites, we fought against them. And then as time went on, in the time of the judges, he allowed certain captivities to take place. All the way down until we get to the book of 1 King and 2 King, which is really one book. There's really just 1 Kings, y'all. I'm just going to put it out there. 1 Chronicles and 2 Chronicles really one book. 1 Kings, 2 Kings, really one book. 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, really one book. And Ruth and the Judges really supposed to be one book because Ruth was born in the time of the Judges. So why did they separate the Judges and then give Ruth a book when she was born in the time of the Judges? But that's a topic for another day. The point that I'm making to y'all, we went through all these different captivities, right? Even with Hoshea was the last king of the northern kingdom in 2 Kings chapter 17. He was the last king of the northern kingdom. He didn't even scatter them all over the world. And then when Babylon came up against the southern kingdom, the last three kings of the southern kingdom, which was Jehoiachin, Jehoiakim, and Zedekiah, he didn't even scatter them all over the world. Guess what happened though, y'all? After the northern kingdom was taken down by the Assyrians, he took them over the Euphrates River. And as Babylon came, he sacked them 3 times. 3 times. All the way down until we get to the time of Rome when Yahshua came on the earth. And after he left and went back to the heavens, something happened in 70 AD. And the southern kingdom, which is the Judah and Jerusalem, They were scattered all throughout the Mediterranean world. And they changed Jerusalem to Capitolina. Guess why I'm telling y'all all this? We still wasn't scattered all over the world at this time. So the prophecy states that I will scatter you from one end of heaven to the other. When did this happen, y'all? During the transatlantic slave trade. This man has no understanding, because we went through many captivities, y'all, but those was not the scattering. But that transatlantic slave trade was the scattering. See what I'm saying? How we end up in Mexico, North, South, Central America, the UK, Africa, the Bahamas, the islands. How? Because it was a scattering, family. No understanding, man. No understanding. No understanding, family. This is why everybody should not be teaching the Bible, because the Bible is a sacred book that should be taught by those that understand the Bible, who can give the right edification to the people. The Bible is not a book you can just pick up and say, I want to teach the Bible. The Bible say, how can they teach unless they be sent? Everybody is not sent. Certain people are sent. Y'all know that Nazarene Hebrew Institute of Technology is sent. You know they sent. Look at the stuff they teach. True edification. Sham. Come on, y'all. This man is lost. He's lost because he's trying to read the Bible from a religious perspective to go against the Hebrew Israelites, because he's trying to fight for Christianity. I bet you believe Christ rose on Sunday. I bet you believe Christ died on Friday and rose on Easter Sunday morning. I bet you go to church on Sunday. And I bet you hold fast that it don't matter what Christ looked like. I guarantee you, this man is a Christian. He got a Christian mind. He ain't coming from a Hebrewic mind. He coming from a Christian religious mind. So it's never going to work. It's never going to work, family. He do not understand the scriptures because he has a religious mind trying to understand Yah.
Among these nations, now watch this, thou shalt find no ease. Was it easy to be in slavery as an African person in 400 years? No, it wasn't. These verses, they will claim, are talking about the plight and the experience of African people and not the nation of Israel. Now, let me backtrack. We know as evangelical.
Did y'all just catch that? Man, I'm not stopping it no more. Well, I'm just going to let it go. And I just say what I got to say at the end. But it's hard to listen to him. He just lied. Y'all got to catch it. He said, this not talking about Israel. This talking about African people. He's lying on purpose, y'all. You know why I say that? Find me a scripture in the Bible where it say, I am the God of Africans. And I'm not saying that in the sense of that they cannot believe in Yahweh. They cannot believe in Yahshua. Listen what I'm saying. All throughout the Bible, I am the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the Elohim of Israel. I am not the Elohim of Africans. I am not the Elohim of Christians. I am not the Elohim of the Ammonites. I am not the Elohim of the Moabites. I am not the Elohim of the Edomites. He never said that, y'all. You know why? Because he only made a covenant with you. That's why when he told Abraham, take your son, your only son. Hold up, whoa. Isaac was not Abraham's only son, Elohim. You had a child before Isaac named Ishmael. So can you tell me, my great father, why did you tell Abraham, take now your son, your only son? Oh, because Isaac was the child of the covenant. And if nobody is in covenant with you, Yah, you don't recognize them according to the covenant. That's why you said you only have I known out of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you. Oh, I got it. You don't know nobody else. So the people that you know, of course, you're going to punish them because you know them. You took care of them. You nursed them. You cleaned them up when nobody cared about them when they was in the open field. You cleaned the blood off of them. And they prosper into a kingdom. You love this people so much that you even winked at our ignorance because of your love supersedes your anger. Your love and your compassion supersedes your indignation on Israel. So you even said, I'm not going to punish you according to your ways. I'm going to punish you in measurements, but I will not leave you altogether unpunished. Your love supersedes your anger. And that's what people don't understand, the relationship we have with you. You don't see us as slaves. You don't see us as a broken people. You see us greater than this. But we did this to ourselves. We did this to ourselves. But your arm is stretched out still because of the love and the covenant and the compassion. And by our fathers being obedient unto you, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That you say you would never break your covenant with the children of Israel. But nobody care who Israel is, Elohim. But you care. And we have to care. We don't care about what the world say. It's only what we care about, what we think of ourselves.
Evangelical Christians that this is talking about the Babylonian captivity, where God allowed his chosen people to be taken away to Babylon for 70 years of captivity, and then God allowed them to return to their land. That's how we believe these verses were fulfilled in prophecy. The Hebrew.
How can the verses from the Babylonian captivity for the 70 years captivity be the verses in Deuteronomy chapter 28 when there was no scattering from one end of heaven to the other? And his problem is, you just heard him when he said, this is how we interpret it. That's your problem. The Bible don't need your interpretation. What the Bible needs you to do is learn how to line up the scriptures precept on precept, and you let the Bible do the interpretation. I need to hear y'all speak. I don't want to hear you speak, because you're going to get things wrong from your carnal mind, because you coming from a religious Christianity standpoint, and I don't need that in my life. So you can't take the Deuteronomy chapter 28 and link that up to the Babylonian captivity. Because if anybody go to the first chapters of Daniel, first chapters of Jeremiah, first chapters of Ezekiel, first chapters of Zechariah, guess what y'all gonna realize? They was all in the Babylonian captivity for 70 years. Go look at the kings that was ruling in the time of each one of these people that I just named. Just go to chapter 1. And start at verse 1 of each one of these chapters, and it's going to tell you about the last 3 kings of the southern kingdom that Daniel, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Zechariah was in that 70-year Babylonian captivity. That's why the prophecies are so close together. Why you think that Zechariah and Jeremiah prophecies are so closely linked up? So much so that when you get to Matthew chapter 26, it said that Jeremiah prophesied the 30 pieces of silver. But who prophesied it? Zechariah in Zechariah 11. It wasn't Jeremiah. But he's a contemporary of Jeremiah. So the prophecies are close knitted. See, these type of things take study. You have to study. This man don't know what he's talking about, family, and it's irritating. Because guess how many views they got on this video? 300,000-400,000 of people who being deceived by this. And guess what they gonna do? Bring that over here to us, that deception that they heard from him, and they gonna argue us down based on his interpretation. So now we gotta fight through that. It's just a lot, man. Teaching the Bible it's not an easy job, family, if I'm gonna be honest with you. The truth is not hard, but it's not hard trying to get people to see things from Yahweh's standpoint, because people have their own mind made up with their own interpretations based on the regurgitation that they got from another man, that he got from another man, that he got from another man.
Hebrew Israelite says, no. This wasn't talking about the biblical nation of Israel. This is talking about the African people, right? Let's keep going. But the Lord, okay. Among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. Were we resting in slavery? No, we were picking cotton, right? So, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. Do you hear this? This all sounds like everything that Africans experience in slavery. No ease of life, no rest, trembling heart, scared, failing of eyes, sorrow of mind. Here we go. And then another one. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee. You will doubt whether you'll even live again. And thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of your life. You won't even be assured that you're going to live as a slave. See, so they read back in the black context into the scriptures and say this is prophesying about us. And then perhaps the strongest one, and we'll keep this in a minimum, I don't want to go too long here, but the strongest verse that they'll look at is Deuteronomy 28:68. This is one of them, that in Revelation 2:9. And it says this, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Now, a Hebrew Israelite will...
Y'all ready for the deception that he just said? I don't know if y'all caught that, but I'm about to read it to you. CK Judah actually going to open up the Bible and I'm going to read it to you. So he said this talking about the Babylonian captivity and that our life was going to hang in doubt and we was going to have no assurance of our life. Let me show you when they was in Babylon what the Most High told them to do and their life did not hang in doubt, family. This is despicable. This is Jeremiah 25 and verse 9. Thank you, Father, for understanding. Thank you, Yahshua, for understanding. Thank you. Thank you that we can't be deceived because we study. We take time to study. Y'all about to hear it right now. I want y'all to check this out. This is Jeremiah 29 and verse 5. And watch what y'all about to hear. Jeremiah 29 and verse 5. Now, this is when they went down to Babylon for 70 years. Let's see if their life is hanging in doubt. Or did the Most High tell them to do something so they can just chill and relax? You know, you're going to be here for 70 years, so I need you to do something. Let's see if their life hanged in doubt. This is Jeremiah 29, and I'll pick it up at verse 1 for context. It says, now these are the words of the letter that Jeremiah the prophet sent from Jerusalem unto the residue of the elders, which was carried away captive, and to the priests, and to the prophets, and to all the people whom Nebuchadnezzar had carried away captive from Jerusalem to Babylon. Jump down to verse 5. Verse 5. And it reads, build ye houses. No, your life gonna hang in doubt. And dwell in them. No, we don't know what we doing. Our mind not right, you know. And plant gardens. Oh, you mean to tell me they gonna plant the gardens and they gonna get to eat the fruit thereof? But this dude just said their life hanged in doubt and they were just miserable. But you told them to build houses and vineyards. What else you want them to do? And eat the fruit of them. But in Deuteronomy, he said you was going to plant vineyards, but you weren't going to eat the fruit of them. Listen to me again. In the book of Deuteronomy, he said that you was going to build houses, but you would not dwell in them. You're going to plant vineyards, but you would not eat the fruit thereof. But when you was in Babylon, he told you to build houses that you can dwell in, plant gardens that you can eat the fruit thereof. What else they going to do? Verse 6, take ye wives and begot sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons and give your daughters to husbands. Hold up. In Deuteronomy 28, he said we weren't going to be able to enjoy our children. But in Babylonian captivity, you did give your children to husbands and your sons to wives, and you had many children, and they got to enjoy each other. So how is Deuteronomy talking about the Babylonian captivity? This man have no understanding, family. When they was in Babylon for 70 years, when he told them to build houses, they actually dwelled in the house. When he say plant vineyards, they actually ate of it, family. And then he told them to have children, beget sons and daughters. Give your daughters to husbands and give your sons to wives, family. Their life did not hang in doubt. They was not miserable. He just told them to look, just be low key. You know, you're going to be here. Plant vineyards, build houses, just relax, just chill. I'm going to let y'all go back home after 70 years. What is this dude talking about, man? Jesus.
Translate the word Egypt as bondage. They won't say this refers to the actual place of Egypt on the map. They'll say it really represents bondage. So let's read it from their perspective. The Lord shall bring African people into bondage to America with.
Do it say African people anywhere in the scriptures, y'all? You see how this man just interjecting his own interpretation? And the Lord should bring thee into Egypt. I don't see African people right here. What is this dude talking about, family? Do y'all see African people anywhere in this scripture? What is he talking about? He just adding to the scriptures.
Ships. That's how we got there. Transatlantic slave trade. By the way, thou shalt see it no more again, and that there you shall be sold unto your enemies. That's where we were. We were sold, right? Unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Now, I don't know how they interpret the last part, but the point is this, guys. I want you to see.
No man shall buy you, brother, because you was able to buy your brothers and sisters after 6 to 7 years of serving somebody. In the time of the Jubilee, they had to release them to go home. You had to allow every man to return back to the family tree of which they come from. But when he say nobody's going to buy you, that's what he's talking about. Or you can look at it today that nobody's going to be able to save you out of your captivity or redeem you out of your captivity. So my point in asking you this, sir, who are we? Why are we here? Why we can't go home? Why we don't understand our culture all as one people? What happened to our tongue? What happened? You would not be able to explain that to me, sir. So why are you trying to fight against our belief system? Your belief system is given by man. My belief system is given by the creator of all the earth. You believe what a man say. We believe what Yahweh say. Your interpretation and regurgitation of scriptures is given to you by man. Ours is given to us by the Holy Spirit. You fight for religion. We fight for our identity and our will to live as who we are as a people according to this book. We defend our culture, our heritage, and our identity according to this book. You fighting for religion. We don't fight for religion. We waking up the minds of our people. You keeping them drunk with Christianity and the interpretation of man. What can religion do for us? Nothing. It cannot feed your soul. It cannot get you over the hump to true edification and true spirituality, to be able to worship the Father in spirit and in truth. Christianity don't do that for you. All Christianity do is you hear the music. You tap your feet. It make you feel good. But when you leave there, you went in that loss and you left lost. It's just the music sound good. That's it. They trying to keep us in bondage. Christianity keeps a yoke on your neck. The Bible of truth and our identity set you free. We have been set free, family. And you should rejoice in that freedom. You have been set free. Once we come back to Yahweh, you're not under curses anymore. A person that keep telling you you're under curses, you will never be able to live out your full potential. You will never be able to live out your full purpose when you just keep thinking you under curses, even when you are obedient unto Yahweh and have faith in Yahshua. How can you still be under the curses? I thought he told you when you come back to him and acknowledge your sins and your offenses, he gonna hear from heaven. Have you not came back to him? Have he not heard your prayers? Is he not blessing you in your purpose that you're doing for him and also for your family? So how you still under curses if you being blessed? Now, if you want to say as a people, we still going through, certain trials and tribulations, but individually, you can't just put yourself under curses when you're walking in obedience. Doesn't make any sense.
That this is how they take verses out of context, and this is how cults get started. Okay, now we got a lot to cover here, so let me just keep going here. What are some of their other beliefs? Well, because of this, there's some extremist groups that believe that Jews, and they're not the real children of Israel. No. We are Hebrew Israelites. We are the true tribes of Israel. But they believe that the Jews are just usurping their right to be God's chosen people. And therefore, they are anti-Semitic. Now, I need to explain this because I don't want to get into too much trouble with the Hebrew Israelites. Not every Hebrew Israelite is an anti-Semitic. I'm talking about some of the.
I'm going to let this video go for a few more minutes and then I'm going to shut him down. You know why? I'm tired of listening to him. How can we be against ourselves? How can I be anti-Semitic when I am Shemitic? How can I be anti myself, family? Can somebody explain this to me? How can I be anti myself? We're not on the same side, y'all. Y'all got to understand that, man. Just because somebody got skin like us don't mean they come from us. You have people actually fighting against us for want to claim our nationality, people. I wouldn't be surprised that when the Bible saying they should give you up, it's going to be a lot of Christians who would not mind giving us up. It's going to be a lot of Christians who are not going to mind giving us up. But I thought they was walking in the love of the Messiah. We can't be against ourselves, family. We are Shemitic. So I can't be anti-nothing because I am Shemitic and you are Shemitic. We are the people of Shem. So we cannot be anti-Shem. Make it make sense, dude. I'm letting it rock out, man. I'm not going to stop it no more.
Extremist groups. There's some extremist groups that are anti-Semitic. And so you have that. Why? Because they believe that Jews are stealing their identity, if you will, right? So that's the idea. Now, some extremist groups believe that white people, sorry, all my white brothers and sisters, but they believe that white people are deceiving people like me, people of color, with a whitewashed version of Christianity. And therefore, white people cannot be descendants of Israel. White people cannot be descendants of Israel and therefore are evil and cannot be saved, right? And so, once again, guys, this is not every Hebrew Israelite that you will meet, but some of the extremists, which is why I put it in red bold, some of the extreme groups that you may see on YouTube and things of that nature, they subscribe to this idea that white people are evil, they enslave black people, and then their punishment for enslaving African people is that they are going to be punished in the afterlife, and they cannot be saved because of what they've done to African people, all right? So that is just a few.
I'm going to go to his platform and I'm going to send him an invitation to come on my platform, and let's see if he have the gauze to come up and actually talk to a Hebrew Israelite who don't teach hatred, who don't have to be disrespectful. I want him to come and let's go face to face as men, and we're going to go into the scriptures, and I want you to disprove the things that I am going to ask. Let's go together on a platform. Because see, it's one thing to be challenged. It's another thing to be up there by yourself, spewing all this rhetoric. The guy at the bottom haven't said one thing. You doing all the talking and fighting against your brothers so you can keep Christianity going on. I'm going to send you an invitation. After my live, I am going to go to your channel. I am going to invite you to come and disprove that we are not Israelites. Let's see if you have true understanding of the book. Let's see. I want you to answer some of my questions. We're going to use critical thinking. It's going to be respectful. Let's see if you accept the challenge. I will reach out to you because I want to see how you would do when somebody is sitting next to you. And let's see if you can prove these things then, because you haven't proven nothing. You just misinterpreting scriptures, just putting a Babylon for Deuteronomy 28. Like, I don't know how you did that. That was terrible. That was terrible.
Things. And now, what do they believe about Jesus? They primarily believe that Jesus was a created being. They believe that Jesus essentially was a man who came and fulfilled the Old Testament law perfectly. Therefore, he acts as proof that it's possible for us to obey the Old Testament law perfectly. So the idea is they see Jesus as a created being, a man who was able to fulfill the Old Testament law perfectly. And therefore, if Jesus can fulfill the Old Testament law perfectly, then he serves as a model that it's possible for you and I to fulfill the Old Testament law perfectly. So that.
Let's see real quick. I'm telling y'all, when people come back and listen to this lesson, because it's not really a lesson, but it's commentary. Let me show y'all something real quick. I'm going to show you 2 scriptures, and then we're going to get out of here. I want y'all to listen to his language and the way that he's speaking. It says a lot. It says a lot, family. Let's go to Matthew chapter 1 first. I want y'all to see this for yourself. No, it's not Matthew. Hold up. I think it's John. Let me go to John chapter 1. Yeah, I think it's John. Let's go to John real quick. No, it's not John. Hold up. Let me see. Hold on, family. Let me find this scripture real quick. I think it's Luke. Yeah, I'm doing it off the top of my head. Y'all bear with me. Yes, I found it. It's in the book of Luke. I want to show y'all that Zacharias and his wife was blameless before Yah, meaning they walked perfect, meaning in their integrity. They was perfect. But he wants you to believe that Yahshua did not come and show us the perfect way. This is Luke chapter 1 and verse 5. There was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abiah, and his wife was of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. And they both was righteous before Elohim, walking in all the commandments and ordinance of the Lord, blameless. Let's get one more. This dude haven't read any precepts where he can link together now what he really trying to explain through the scriptures. This man is one-lining the script. This is what I call one-lining. Meaning you just take one verse like the Christian church and then you start talking, trying to explain the scriptures instead of letting the Bible do the talking. You talking too much, bruh. Matthew chapter 5. Anybody with common sense know when Yahshua walked the earth, there was no New Testament. Yahshua spoke everything from the law and the prophets, which is the Torah, the law and the prophets. It was no New Testament. That's why he said this. Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. He said, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets, the law and the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass away, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments. But y'all teaching Christianity, we not under the law. But this man just say, I am not come to destroy the law. Now, okay, Judah, we not under the law. Y'all have no understanding of Paul's writings. Paul is dealing with two different laws. Paul is dealing with the law of animal sacrifice, and Paul is dealing with the royal law. If you're not under the law, how is the wages of sin death? If you are not under the law, why he said, he that transgresses the law, why do he say that? How can you transgress a law that is not in place? For transgression is the law. For sin is the transgression of the law. But hold up, how can you sin if you're not under the law? So you need to find out what law is he talking about. Because Paul say you are not under the law. Can you sin? God forbid. So why do you forbid if I'm not under the law? Because where there's no law, there's no sin. How can the wages of sin be death if I'm not under the law? Why are you going to kill me for that which is not in place? They have no understanding, family. And it's our job to help them. Don't get me wrong. But I don't cast my pearls before swine. I don't waste my time on the arrogance. A person want to learn, they want to learn. If you don't want to learn, I keep it moving. I'm not finna argue with you and waste my time and my breath going back and forth with you when you have no understanding. I'm the fool. So Christ did fulfill the law and the prophets. He did not break the law, nor did he teach any man to not keep the commandments. That's another lie. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. So how can he tell you not to keep the commandments? And if you love me, keep my commandments. He that say I know him and keep it not his commandments is a liar. So y'all are liars.
That's why he came, to fulfill the law and to show us how it's done. All right. Now, how do you approach a Hebrew Israelite? And then I'll move on, because I can talk about this stuff all day. How do you approach a Hebrew Israelite? Several things I want to talk to you about. Number one, you need to be skilled in the art of debate and apologetics. If you are going to have a discussion with a Hebrew Israelite, if you are not skilled in the area of debate and apologetics, you need to be very clear. You need to be very careful, and you may want to steer clear, because you may leave that conversation feeling more discouraged about your faith, because they know what they believe and why they believe it, which is very consistent with any cult group. And so if you're not strong to be able to defend what you believe, you may leave that conversation questioning everything that you've ever believed. Another thing I'll say is this: have a firm grasp on the relationship a believer has with the law and salvation, because they're going to press you on this idea of the law, the Old Testament law. The law was not done away with. You need to obey the law. Jesus fulfilled the law. And so you need to obey the law. If you don't understand the relationship between a believer and the Old Testament law, you can easily be deceived. Third thing I'll say is have a firm grasp on the Hebrew language. When you get into communication with a Hebrew Israelite, you might see that they are going to use some Hebrew words. And if you're like, I don't know any Hebrew, they're going to
How can you say have a firm grasp on the relationship of believers have with the law and salvation? First of all, you need to have faith. We under grace. You need to have faith. And guess what? You still have to keep the law. When the young man went to Christ, he said, good master, what good things shall I do that I may obtain eternal life? Did he not run the commandments down to the young man and told the young man, go sell all that you have and come and follow me? That was Yahshua putting him to the test to see if he had faith enough to believe Yahshua. But he didn't, because he had great possessions. Where your heart is, that's where your treasures will be also. And his treasure was on earth, so his heart was on earth. So we need faith to be saved. But then Paul says, show me your works, show me your faith without your works, and I'll show you my faith by my works. See, Abraham had faith, but also had works because he believed Yah. When Yah put him to the test, his works manifested his faith. He was about to kill his only son, which was an allegorical expression of Yahshua, what Yah was about to do with his son. Isaac is a similitude of Yahshua. But a person wouldn't know that if they didn't read the scriptures. You would just think he wanted Abraham to do that and kill your own son. And now you got people talking about God wanted Abraham to kill his own son. No, he did. It's what Yah was about to do to his only son. How you think that made Yah feel sending his only son to die for people who say, ain't nobody died for us? All that Yahshua went through just to hear the words of Yah don't have a son. Ain't nobody up there with Yah. Ain't nobody died for our sin. No man can die for your sin. So you better have a firm grip of understanding Yahshua, partner, and walking in his footsteps while you sitting up there talking about some salvation and you don't even know salvation is of the Jews. Or Yashala. Salvation is not of Christians. We cannot get salvation from you Christians. But somebody can get salvation for coming under the truth of the scriptures that was given to the Israelites, the oracles. The oracles of Yah was given to the Israelites. It wasn't given to religion, Christianity, Islam. No, it just wasn't.
Convince you that you don't know what you're talking about. Because if you don't know Hebrew and they claim to know Hebrew, they're going to use that as kind of their ace in the hole card to prove that what you believe is wrong. Another thing I'll say is you need to understand how the Bible was formed, right? Because many of them, like I said earlier, will throw out different parts of the Bible and they'll say, okay, I believe this and not that. So it's helpful to understand those things as well. And then the other thing that I'll say is have a firm grasp on Deuteronomy 28, because that's one of their go-to chapters as it relates, as I mentioned, I just mentioned a couple of verses where they use to prove that that passage is a prophecy about them, African people, people of color, rather than the key people of color in the Bible. Then you'll appear to them to be already brainwashed by white Christianity. So you need to make sure you understand that context. And then finally, you need to know which camp you're interacting with, which is what I said earlier, because you don't want to make.
I did a video on it recently, but I brought on someone else to discuss it.
Hopefully that. Mike, do you have anything that you want to add to that?
I know you laughing. You probably think you did a great job, but I will be reaching out to you and let's see if you're going to take the challenge. And I will, and y'all already know I will be respectful, but I'm going to be stern because I don't take this Bible lightly. I want to see if he can come while he's sitting next to me and say all the same things, but I need proof. And we're going to go through the scriptures. We're going to go through geography. We're going to go through history. We're going to prove, because I got so many books to prove that we are the Israelites. And I know y'all do too, family. This is just despicable. It's despicable. It really is. Fighting so hard for Christianity, trying to discredit his own brothers. Despicable. Let's see what the Gentile got to say. He didn't say nothing one time. He let this guy right here do all the talking. Let's see what he got to say.
Of all the groups, this is the one I know the least, which is why I did a video on it recently, but I brought on someone else to discuss it because it's like not something. I feel like they're the most fractionated of all the groups we're going to talk about so it's hardest to discuss. Here's what they are. Like you did it great. You talk about here's different camps. And I've also get the feeling that the level of anger is pretty high in dealing with not every Black Hebrew Israelite or Hebrew Israelite. Sorry if that's a derogatory term. I just think of it as a descriptor, but if it's derogatory, that's fine. But every Hebrew Israelite. But the thing is, actually, there's like an Irish group that says they're the.
I want y'all to know that K. Judah is not joking. I'm going to reach out to him and let's see if he's going to take the challenge or accept the invitation. And we're going to go through this Bible and I'm going to ask him questions. Let's see if he can answer them since he think he have so much knowledge. And I'm not doing this for arrogance or points. I understand the scripture, so I don't have to, beat somebody up. I know what I know. I know what I know. I understand the book. I understand our history. I understand how to read maps. I want him to come on and let's see if you can do the same thing you just did with somebody actually questioning you. Because this was despicable. You didn't prove anything. Why are you fighting so hard to disprove us? You didn't prove anything. All you did was make yourself look bad because you have no understanding, bro. You tried to use Babylonian captivity with Deuteronomy chapter 28. Oh my God, that was terrible. That was terrible. Babylonian captivity don't go with Deuteronomy 28. Neither do the Assyrian captivity go with Deuteronomy 28. Neither in the time of the judges when they was being put into captivity, because every time a judge died, they kept sinning. It has nothing to do with Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28 is when after Jerusalem fell in 70 AD and we were scattered all throughout the Mediterranean world and we lived in Africa for a long time, and then we were sold, according to Joel chapter 2, to the Grecians. By who? Hamites. Hamites. That's why he said, what have I to do with the old Sidon and Tyre? Would you recompense me a recompense? He said, I'm going to turn it back on your own head when you sold the children of Judah and Jerusalem to the Grecians. When did this happen? The transatlantic slave trade, family. This dude have no understanding. You got to understand history to be able to understand the scriptures, because history bag up the scriptures and the scriptures bag up history. He's so busy trying to discredit us as Israelites, he didn't know what he was talking about. This was despicable. There was a terrible breakdown. No edification came from this. Why he fighting so hard against us and my brothers.
The true Israelites, right? There's other people. There's a lot of different groups claiming they're the true Israelites, which is probably why they use that term Black Hebrew Israelite, just to distinguish which group is it saying they're the true Israelites this time, you know? But dealing with the anger and the irritation, that seems to be something you got to really prepare yourself for.
I forgot about that.
I've done customer service. I'm able to look at someone and smile while they're angry. It's a good skill to have.
I forgot to mention that, because guys, that is look, don't be surprised if you get in communication with them and they yell. A lot of times they're very, very rude, very abrasive, very condescending with their tone. Just go on YouTube and you can search for some videos and you'll see.
All he trying to do is make my brothers look bad. And don't get me wrong, we do have Israelites on YouTube. They're abrasive, they disrespectful, but guess what? That's not the majority of my brothers and sisters that's on YouTube. You know, a lot of our brothers, you go to them, and I have seen it with my own eyes. They talking to even the heathens with respect, answering all their questions. And then you got some that's disrespectful and rude. But don't paint us with a broad brush. You know, don't be disingenuous, brother. I mean, you've been disingenuous on this whole video. But I'm going to reach out to you, and let's see if you accept the challenge, because if you don't accept the challenge, that lets me know you don't know what you're talking about. Because if you challenge me, I guarantee you I will come running to your platform. This don't have to be a debate. I want to see if you have that same energy, if somebody's sitting across from you like y'all two doing, and I get to question you. And you can question me also. I'm not afraid to be questioned. Let's see if you know what you're talking about. And you can bring anybody you want. You can bring 10. You can bring 20. We'll just go 1 through 1. I'll just run through 1 through 1. All 20. 1, then bring somebody else up. I'm not afraid to fight for our book, fight for our heritage, fight for our culture, fight for my people. There's no fear in K. Judah. I'm tired of y'all coming up against us because we are claiming our identity, and y'all get so offended because we are claiming our identity. What is it to you, man? Why you ain't going over there and fighting against the Israelis or the Jewish people who claim to be Jews? I don't see you making videos on them, but you willing to make a video against your own people that look like you to discredit them because you scared to go against the Jewish people. And I have no respect for men that are afraid and cowardly, because the Most High don't have nothing for a cowardly man. He loved the courageous man, the bold man, the man that walk in faith, and not afraid to challenge the status quo. That's it, family. Do anybody got any questions before I get up out of here, family? I just wanted to go live. I wanted y'all to hear this. I'm sick and tired of people trying to debate us on our identity. Israel, whatever you do, you hold your head up, family. Don't be ashamed of your identity. Don't be ashamed of your culture. Don't be ashamed of searching the scriptures to find out who you are. That's your right. And that's what y'all want you to do. Come back to him. Come back to your first love. Come back to your husband, Yahshua HaMashiach. Come back to your king, family. This man is about to deliver you. Do you know? I mean, like, do not people understand that? That he said that I'm going to send my angels to gather my elect from the four winds. Who is the elect? You, Israel. Who are the saints? According to Psalms 148. You, Israel. You are this man's first love. You are his chosen. Now everybody chosen. Show me that. Show me everybody chosen. Everybody got a right to serve Yahweh and have faith in Yahshua. But don't boast against the natural branches, because he'll cast you away. Because the Bible says that he's going to make all nations bow down before us. So if he loves us all the same, why he won't just make us all just bow down? But no, he didn't say that. He said, I'm going to make them bow down to you and know that I have loved you. No, you love us all the same, Most High Yah. So why are you making a separation with your love that you just said you're going to make all the nations come and bow before us, and you're going to let them know that you have loved us? But they say you love us all the same. But nobody on this earth love the same outside of their own people. But they want us to love everybody. Even people we don't even know. People that's not even worthy of my love. I got to love everybody. But the Bible told me to try the spirit. The Bible told me to prove people first. So I don't just supposed to love you. I don't just supposed to accept you. I got to try you first. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're capable of. I don't know what's on your mind for me to just accept you. I got to prove you first, bruh. The same way you supposed to prove me. So like I said, when I get off of here, I'm going to reach out to this guy. And let's see if he have what it takes to come on the platform. Or I'll go on his platform. That's the thing. I'll go in his arena. Because I understand the book, family. Do anybody got any questions, man, before I get up out of here? My sister Notorious say, but what about the heathen, K. Judah? The heathen better leave us alone. The heathen better enjoy the rest of this America and wherever else they enjoying. Y'all better enjoy this for the time being, because we about to be gathered as a people and all nations coming down. And the kingdoms of this world will become the kingdoms of Yahshua. And we're going to rule with our king. And we will never go in captivity again. Hallelujah. We will never go into captivity again. And that's why they're trying to stop our awakening. Because this the end for them, family. The road has come to an end. They will never rule the earth again. It's over for them. It's over. They will never rule again. Can you imagine that? They will never rule again. And you will never go into captivity again. So you're going to be rulers on the earth. And they can't imagine taking orders from you. But you about to take them. Go get my lemonade, cut my watermelon, cut my apples, get my slippers out the closet, go out there and water my garden. I love y'all, family. I bid y'all speed. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, family. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. I love you, Israel. I'm for my people. But I live in peace with all people. Let me say that one more time. I'm for my people. But I live in peace with all people. I don't got to hurt nobody. I don't got to be vicious. As long as you ain't trying to do nothing to me and mine. But other than that, I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm not out here pushing hatred. I'm not out here being malicious. I'm not out here spewing vitriol. My job is to spread the good news and to wake up my brothers and sisters. And if anybody of the other nations want to serve Yahweh and come under the banner of Yahweh and Yahshua, you have a right to do what you want to do. You have that right. I can't get in your way. But at the end of the day, I'm for my people the same way everybody else is for their people, and they go to church. Why nobody don't tell nobody else, man, you supposed to love everybody? Have y'all ever noticed that? Nobody tell a Chinese man he got to love the people in America. Nobody tell a Japanese man he got to love all people. Nobody tell nobody else they have to love all people. We are the only people that everybody say, man, you supposed to love all people. Why is that, family? Because they want to keep you watered down. They don't want your mind to get strong to recognize you have enemies. They want you to believe everybody is your friend, but nobody don't do nothing for you to help you. And they should. Don't get me wrong. You know, we got to help each other. I understand that. But they're in a position to where they change laws and pass laws and fight for laws, but they ain't never did it for you. They did it for the Asians. But they ain't gonna tell you where everything that's gonna benefit black people gonna benefit everybody. But they gave an Asian a bill and money. But when you go through something, nobody care. They don't give you anything because they don't care about you. When are you gonna realize nobody care about you but your father and your king? And y'all gotta care about each other. You shouldn't be looking for nobody to care about you. How about we care for each other? How about we start that challenge? How about we start that trend? We need to care for each other, man. I shouldn't be looking for nobody else to care for me. I got my people to care for me. My people got me to care for them. That's how it should be, family. Let's love each other. Let's motivate each other. Let's encourage each other. I don't need no heathen to do that for me. I'm going to do that for you, and please do it for me. Salute, family. And I bid you y'all speed.
Everybody's got a story that everybody wants to hear, yeah. But when the truth comes your way, you get the hell out of here. Storm clouds forming, looks like rain is coming, yeah. Who will sound the warning? Here am I, send me, oh yeah. Take this book, yeah, and leave out not a word, no. Tell them all you're seeing. Tell them all you heard. 'Cause everybody's got a story that everybody wants to hear, yeah. But when the truth comes your way, you get the hell out of here, yeah. Said everybody's got a story that everybody wants to hear, yeah. But when the truth comes your way, yeah, you get the hell out of here. Earth is mourning, and the moon is bloody, yeah, and the stars are falling, yet and still you wait, oh no, while babies are singing from the womb, yeah, says the child shall lead us to the upper room. 'Cause everybody's got a story, yeah, that everybody wants to hear, yeah. But when the truth comes your way, yeah, you get the hell out of here, yeah. Said everybody's got a story, nah, that everybody wants to hear, yeah. But when the truth comes your way, yeah, you get the hell out of here. Everybody's got a story that everybody wants to hear. But when the truth comes your way, you get the hell out of here.
I want to say to my sister, Amina Coleman, I love you with the pure heart, my sister, and the whole Coleman family. Sister Eve ate the fruit of lies, my beloved sister of the CUC family. Arca 007 of the CUC family. Abisi of the CUC family. Namaria of the CUC family. Monster Moshe of the CUC family. August Dreams of the CUC family. And all my other brothers and sisters who support the truth. I name these individuals, family, because these are individuals in my immediate circle that I actually deal with daily. And the great things we do for each other and the great things we do for other people. Let me say this before I go. The Most High work very well with small numbers and make a greater impact with small numbers than a big old large crowd, because then you're going to think you should get the glory. But with the small circle, we know that y'all get the glory. Because how can you do such great things with a small circle of people and make such a great impact? We know that's y'all doing that instead of this big, large crowd of people, and then they going to think they did that. So in the words of my beloved sister August Dream, me and my brother Sharsham want to thank y'all for coming to the Lion's Den with the CUC family, the FOPE family, and the ADUIC family, and the Honey Badger gang. Let's get it. And Mr. Michael Jackson Bad, what the scriptures want to say. Shalom.